If you are about to graduate college, or thinking about going to college, or thinking about staying in college, this video is for you. I'm just gonna tell you what it is and what it ain't. Hey YouTube, I'm Tanaya Antoinette for those who don't know. Those who have been watching for a while, welcome. If you're new here, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, even if you've been watching. I checked my analytics and most of y'all who are watching not subscribed to me, and I don't appreciate that. Go ahead and just do your girl a favor and subscribe as well, you feel me? But anyways, if you are about to graduate college, or thinking about going to college, or thinking about staying in college, this video is for you. So I'm gonna be listing 5 things and going into depth about what I wish someone told me, because it's almost been a year post-graduation for me. I'm here to put you girls or guys on game. None of that fugazi. I'm gonna lay it to you straight like ruler. I'm just gonna tell you what it is and what it ain't, because I think a lot of people will be confused, and I don't like that. I don't like that. So let's get into it. Oh, and mind y'all, before I start, please don't ever fix your eyes to look at this mess behind me, because your girl needs to clean her room. But yeah, so we're gonna act like that's not there. We're gonna get all cozy. I wish I had Dr. Pepper, but I don't. So it is what it is. So yeah, I went to a 4-year institution, but I was only there for 2 years because I did an early college program in my high school, which led to me like graduating high school with my associates as well. And the 4-year institution I went to, I only had to spend 2 years there, really like 2.5, because I graduated in that December instead of May. And yeah, it's almost been a year since I've been out of school, which is crazy. Like, it's November, y'all. Next month, it will be a year since I've been out of school. That's wild, like, and I'm only 21. Your girl grown, but she ain't grown for real. You feel me? But anyways, let's get into the video. So the first thing that I want to say is that your major does not dictate your career. Whatever major that you decide to spend your full 4 years focusing on does not mean that's the field you're going to end up in once you graduate. Literally, the beginning of your career can be so left field of what you've been practicing for the past few years. And it's not to be like, oh, your major doesn't matter, or it's stupid, or it doesn't matter if you go to college if what you're going to start your career in has nothing to do with your degree. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying that you do not have to put yourself in a box. Like, for example, with me, I graduated with a marketing degree, but I am now in a supply chain career. Both business related, but 2 separate sides of business. I went for the creativity, and now I'm in the behind the scenes of everything. You know, you feel me? So like, don't limit yourselves. Be prepared to venture into other avenues. I'm pretty sure they tell you this in school, but sometimes they don't. I don't know if you're like your advisors or whoever you go to, sometimes they can just list out of career paths that are suitable for you based off of your career. Based off of your degree. Now, that may be true. However, that list needs to be extended to probably like 100 different options, because there's really no telling what you might end up doing. I know people that I work with, they had a degree in like music or oceanography, and they work in supply chain like me. So if you're hating your major and you're like, dang, I'm about to graduate, I don't have time to change it, I'm gonna be here for another 2-3 years if I change it, don't change it, boo. Just venture into what you think you might like career-wise, and I'm pretty sure you'll run into a company that looks past that and they'll see your potential, baby. Something else that I wish I knew before graduating is that your GPA is not key into getting your dream job. And if I need to rephrase that, a number does not define your potential. A number does not define your potential. And this is coming from a 4.0 student. Like, not in college. Your girl, she had above a 3.0, but I ain't finna put my business out there for real. But my associate's degree and everything, doing all that in high school, I had above a 4.5, and I used to always be so ambitious, and I still am till to today. But like, I remember in high school, I think that was the turning point for me for being like, you know what, a GPA is not about to define who I am and my work ethic. You know what I mean? Like, in school, when I was in high school, I was like, okay, I'm in this extracurricular. I was working a part-time job. I did all that, all the background stuff, and my GPA was still high. And I felt like even though I had all of those achievements under my belt, I still felt unsatisfied of where I ended up. And so when I got to college, I was kind of like, I kind of slowed down on trying to hit every little point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just like, I'm not about to do more than necessary. Not saying that I'm gonna be average, but I'm just not gonna be doing more than necessary. I took like a step back and tried to really enjoy my time there because life goes fast. As you can see, I already said that I'm a year out of college. And not to say to not take GPA seriously, because it is important. It just does not define what your work ethic is going to be. And I feel like I graduated college personally with a pretty decent average GPA, and I still landed a great job. And I know that's different for everybody, and I know it's different like depending on what you want to do and go for. Just saying to not beat yourself up over not having a perfect GPA, because all the other stuff that can go on your resume, like the extracurriculars or working a part-time job or involving yourself in the community, volunteering, all that stuff adds up. And a lot of employers will see that and dismiss a GPA or an average GPA and be like, you know what, this girl is doing this, and a third, and I like her and I can see that she could be a good fit here. And also, really, internships are more important than your GPA. And I just know of people who really didn't focus too much on their GPA, but they were racking up internships like crazy. And they ended up landing like some really good jobs. And I was proud of them. I was like, I know that's right. Because yeah, forget those numbers. Like, that kind of sounds weird anyway. Why are we defined by a number? Yeah, don't get too caught up in beating yourself up because baby girl, baby boy, it ain't worth it. Another key point that I wish I knew before graduating is that rejection does not equal failure. It does not, like, it does not. And I'm the type of girl, like, if I applied for a job and that I knew that I really wanted and then was told no, like, I would literally be upset for 3 days. Your girl would be in the bathroom crying, listening to Brandy like someone just stole my man. But no, like, I would really be upset. So do not get caught up in that. There's many jobs out there, and I guarantee you there will be an employer that will read your resume, speak with you, and see the potential in you and grant you that yes. And you will be so happy. Let me rephrase that. You will be so joyful that all those other doors were closed, because the one that opens for you is for you. God is not going to deliver your mail to someone else's address. So do not go into comparing yourself either, because that is a big thing too. Just because you got rejected and someone else got told that yes does not mean that they are better than you. That does not mean that. Their path is their path and yours is yours. I low-key A with that. I low-key A with that. Preach, preacher. And also, you're in your 20s. So like, it's okay to not have it together. Life is flexible in your 20s. Now, I know in today's time, it's a little different for us because, yeah, it's a lot going on. But you're in your 20s. It's okay to not have it all together or figure it out. Be flexible. Enjoy the autonomy. If you can still be with your parents for a little bit, then do that. Do not be in a rush to get older. Do not be in a rush to adult, because once you start adulting, maybe that adulting is going to kick you while you're already down. You feel me? Yeah, do not be in a rush to become an adult, because with an adult comes bills, responsibility, and mind you, I know in college we already have that, but it's not as bad. It's not as bad, sweetheart. My fourth point that I wish someone told me, and that I'm still trying to figure out myself, is understanding cost of living Now, it varies city by city. It's different. Like me, I'm from a city where cost of living really isn't that expensive. Majority of the people at the school that I went to, they came from huge cities. So they were used to the big salaries, the big bucks, just because that's what they needed to afford simple life. Me, I was like, oh, that's what y'all making up there? I was like, that is crazy. But then again, it's like in my city, the mortgage rates or rent or everyday life is just not at the level that those big cities were. And I say that all to say is do not move to a city where the cost of living is expensive just for a 10 to 20K difference in salary. For example, a cheap city with a starting salary of 60 to 70K is going to bring you way up, way more in life than an expensive city starting with a salary of 80K or 90K. You know what I'm saying? It really differs. Like, you really just have to do your research on the city, because some cities it's like, okay, the cost of living isn't that different, but it is a big change in salary, so that's understandable. But moving to a city where the cost of living is so left field of what you're used to just for a salary that you think is worth it, no. I feel like most of the time it kind of cancels out. But then again, you know, it depends on the city. So you just have to do your own research and be mindful of that. That's something to take in, because I feel like a lot of people compare themselves. I know I was big. I did that. I was comparing myself. I was like, why is Shorty over here with the same major as me in the same track making this, that, and the third when I'm not? But that's because they're in a city where their rent, she paying 3K in rent. Baby, I ain't doing that. So that's understandable. And also, budget, baby. Budget. A lot of babies don't like that word, but that's an important word, budget. Because I already feel you. You coming out from being a college student, struggling, eating ramen noodles every night, to now making big girl moves, big girl money that you don't know how to act. You're going to have to learn today. Baby, budget. Do not put yourself in a bind over some purses or shoes that you don't need. Please, listen to me. You done survived 4 years off ramen noodles. I'm sure that you can survive something that's not takeout and dinner every night. You just have to budget and be very wise and mindful of how you spend your money, especially in today's economy. Now, if it was like 20 years ago, do as you must. It's not like that anymore. We can't really enjoy our 20s to the fullest, so we have to be more mindful and considerate with our time and our money, unfortunately. I'm not saying to not enjoy the fruits of your labor, because the Bible says to do that. So please enjoy the fruits of your labor. Just do not go overboard. Do not try to live above your means. Don't do that. Do not live above your means. That's going to put you in a bind, and you're going to feel, eventually you're probably going to feel overworked and drained, because you're going to be like, what's this all for? You feel me? I'm saying you feel me too much. I'm sorry, y'all. Now, lastly, the last point I'm going to cover that I wish someone would have told me is that a work-life balance has to be learned. It has to be learned. It doesn't just come to you, baby. Because you do not have as much autonomy post-college in your 9 to 5 or whatever job it is that you did in college. Because in college, we get to set our schedules. We can be like, okay, I only want to have classes from 9 to 2, have the rest of my day to myself. Or I only want to have classes from 3 to 7 and enjoy my mornings, or something like that. Most of the time when you get out of college, you're looking at a 9 to 5. Or if you're like me, an 8 to 5. And that just doesn't leave you with enough time for yourself, unfortunately, which can kind of be very life-altering. I know that probably sounds so dramatic, but no, it can really be life-altering, because you're like, I'm putting all of my time and effort into this job, and I'm not pouring into myself. So it's like, once you're in that job, you have to realize to continue to prioritize yourself. Yes, you just landed your first job out of college. That is beautiful. That is a blessing. But also continue to pour into yourself. Nurture the relationships around you. Do not forget about your friends. Do not forget about family. Just continue to still enjoy life. Love the little things. Like how all those videos going around now about like, I'm romanticizing my 9 to 5 or romanticizing my night routine. Like start finding the joy in the little things because you'll need it. I'm not gonna lie, you're gonna feel drained every now and then. But once you start getting into the routine of things and enjoying yourself, you know, them checks flowing in, you feeling good, you want to go book you a massage, go celebrate yourself, celebrate the little wins. It'll all come together. Don't just get off of work and hit the bed because you'll experience burnout quicker than what you need to. And then you'll look back and be like, I'm only 22 or I'm only 20 whatever, and be like, I feel like I'm 50. Just keep nurturing yourself and those around you, and yeah. Do not let your 9 to 5 consume you. Don't do that. But yeah, that's all that I have for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Show your girl some love. Answer the question that I have dropped in the comments. If you guys enjoyed this video, I'm open to criticism. You know, hopefully you didn't feel like I was sugarcoating anything because I didn't want to. You guys enjoy the rest of y'all's day. Thank you for watching, and check out some more of my videos on my channel. Bye.